We have arrived at the final destination. Dun, dun, dun. Or what me and you know it as, FGS5. The last chance to make the playoffs. What are the playoffs? They are a celebration of the best FIFA pros in the world, where the top 64 from the regular season around the world make it to the event. And the reason the event is so important is because then the top 24 at the playoffs make the FIFAe World Cup, which is like the biggest thing for a pro player ever. Where do I fit into all this? Well, I'm trying to make the playoffs and then the World Cup. So I need to finish top 20 in the regular season rankings in Europe. As of right now, I'm in 53rd. And if I don't make top 20, there may be a reprieve that you'll find out about later in this video. The first part of the tournament is Swiss stage, where there is 9 rounds and I need to win 6 games before I lose 3 games. So records that will successfully get me through are 6-2, 7-1, and 8-0. Any other, and I'll be out of the tournament. And I went into round 1 with a mindset of not to do what I did in the previous tournament, where I lost my first round 10-1. And after a nice low driven finish by Neymar to put me 1-0 up, and some terrible missed chances, the second goal in the 62nd minute of the second leg was enough to win me this game, and I avoided catastrophe. I won my first one 2-1 and finally didn't get battered 10-1. That felt very, very good, but that feeling maybe wasn't going to last too long, because I matched SCP-07 Johnny, who was 34th in the rankings and a player that I needed to leapfrog if I wanted to make the playoffs. But it's a bit of a disaster. I'll keep it real with you. We're 6-0 down by the 50th minute second leg, and that is game over. Even a few quick goals from me wasn't enough. It was an absolute demolition, and I lost to the better player. So after 2 rounds of Swiss, we're 1-1, and I need to find some form.
No, I'm just missing an attack. Like, I have good chances, but like, I'm not greening or I'm not getting the skills properly. So.
Round 3 is what we call a walk in the park. I managed to get a rage quit in a pro tournament by beating Frederick 5-0 and start to get back on the horse. However, we know how these pro tournaments work. They're not always as easy as they first seem.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
After managing to pull this game back to 2-2, unfortunately, we do run out losers.
Off, man.
Now I'm using up all my losses pretty early here. I need to go 6-2 and I'm 2-2. So we now need to win 4 games in a row. And I'm going to have to bring out something, because the first 4 games, nothing short of shambolic. We play FC Basel's pro player in the next game, and luckily I've got team of the season's moment, Neymar. He cost me 8 million, but he's worth it, because in big games, in times that I need him, he is coming in clutch. And then the Bundesliga boys, Musiala and Sadio Mane, are enough to get me the win in that game. Fairly comfortable. Then the next round sets up a bit of a grudge match. It's Andoni.
Movistar Riders score. You're in the top 4. Could this be it for Tuga Andoni? Up steps Bellingham. He does score. And Movistar Riders making a top 4 finish in the FIFA E-Club World Cup.
Andoni ended my 2v2 season last year, and I had the intention of ending his 1v1 season this year. And I knew playing against Andoni was always going to be a tight game. It always is. I've played him for like 4 or 5 years on the circuit, so when I get a lucky goal, I take it. And when I get the chance to exploit the meta to get a goal, I take it as well. But Andoni does reply in Andoni fashion. He manages to score a corner to make it 2-1 in the first leg and keep it very, very tight. But a nice passing move straight from kickoff gets us the 3rd goal and makes me have that 2-goal cushion once again. And after a really, really boring second leg, I find myself with a chance to kill it off in the 60th minute.
Switch on. Do not concede from this. Don't get angry and concede. Switch on. So many times I do that. It's my worst habit. As soon as I miss a big chance, I let them in.
Even after that slight wobble, we did enough to run out deserved winners and get the win. Put a big smile on my face because I now knew I needed to win 2 games out of 2 to make it into the knockouts. Beating Andoni gave me the confidence I need, and in the next game we start on fire. The 2 PSG boys linking up. I have Mbappe team of the year and Neymar team of the season, getting 2 goals early on. But Danny does manage to peg us back again. Obviously, these pro players are insane. There's always going to be chances, but I knew in this game I was going to run out as the winner because you just know when you have too much sometimes. You know when you're playing well, you know that you've got it, and that's exactly what we do. And now I'm perfectly set. 5-2 record put me exactly where I want to be. I win this game, I'm into knockouts. If I lose this game, then it's all over. FGS 5 complete. It seems like when the lights are shining brightest, Neymar comes out to play. An unbelievable green on his left foot for the first goal, and then a fairly routine tap in for the second goal puts me 2-0 up. And what is it they say about a 2-0 scoreline? It's the most dangerous in football. That definitely applies to FIFA when you apply the kickoff rule as well. Straight from kickoff, I concede, it's now 2-1. The goal set me back and I was pinned in for the first 30 minutes of the second leg, and my opponent's pressure finally showed off as he equalised to make it 2-2. And if Neymar was the star of the show, his Brazilian counterpart joins the party. Finally, my 97 R9 shows up with a scoop turn, running it back to FIFA 20.
This one
And a nice little tap in across goal gives me a 2-goal cushion in the 65th minute. So with 25 minutes to go, it's all about game management.
What do you know about game management? Yes, man. I'm onside. Come on.
In the knockouts, you'd probably think 64 players in one bracket, easy as that. No, because of the way Swiss style worked, it meant 78 players made it out of knockouts, and the bottom 14 would all have to play each other to make it through to top 64. And guess who was in that bottom 14? Yep, you guessed it correctly, it's me. So in the knockout game, that's not quite a knockout game, that is a knockout game, I played Ekman, but this doesn't go to plan, because within 25 minutes, 30 minutes of this first leg, we are 2-0 down, and deservedly so.
Deserved, ain't it, Tom? You're getting peppered, bro.
This is where Coach Shells comes in.
Everything you say about 5-for-1, he does. He brings it inside, he Tribellas, the through balls, he's crossing it. He's triggering German and bringing it inside, like he's doing all of it.
Going into the second leg, I had a mountain to climb, but I managed to do it within 5 minutes. And after banging on the door with 1 or 2 chances, in the 28th minute, we finally got what we deserved.
I've gone, give me chips! Come on, man.
As we've previously seen in these big matches, it comes down to game management.
I'm the bravest man on the planet! Let's go, Shells. Come on, man. Bang! Let's go, man. Come on.
That's the weird, awkward dance of a man who's finally made it to the top 64. It's now the official knockouts that are actually the knockouts, and we start off with a Belgian player called Assault, who is also higher than us in the rankings. I managed to score a nice goal early on to go 1-0 up, a not so nice goal to make it 1-1.
It's cool. It's going to have to happen, innit? I can't keep winning every header.
And much to my amusement, I get the final goal of the first leg and finish that leg 2-1 up. That second goal gave me the confidence I need to put my foot down and go on in the second leg, and that is exactly what we do. We get a driven pass in for the third goal and then a really nice one for the fourth goal.
I'm so good. Wow, it ain't easy playing like this, Shells, you know that.
With full momentum behind me and a dodgy offside trap from my opponent, we make it 5 and we're absolutely flying now. The goals have come, we see it out with the 6th and the final dagger.
Talk to me nice, I don't talk at all.
Please, do me a favour, please. Bro, you could save me 20 minutes of stress. Get in there, man! Let's go!
We have flown into the top 32, a really convincing win and momentum all my way because I start the next game in even better fashion, going 1-0 up straight away.
Oh yeah. Getting through the little gap.
You know what I mean?
But if I could tell you one thing about FIFA 23, it's that Germans are unbelievable.
It's fine. I read it and it happens.
And Trivellas.
Not tight enough.
Not to be out FIFA 23, I tried my own Trivella. Absolute shocker. So I had to just stick to normal FIFA. The second leg was an even, cagey affair. Chances going both ways. But there's one way this was going to get settled. It's by a German.
Off. I hate this game. He's triggered the furthest guy. Like, you can't guard it.
What is it, chat? 3 Germans and a Trivella, do you know what I mean? Like, got to get better at learning that part of the game. Not even learning it, stopping it. Like, we knew it was coming, but what do you say? The first 2 goals weren't tight enough, and then again, all of them come from not being tight enough.
A top 17 to 32 finish. Not enough for the playoffs as we finish 44th on the rankings. However, there is a reprieve that I mentioned earlier in the video, and it's what we call the play-ins. The play-ins is where 64 players who have finished either runner-up in their league or winner of their league, or finish between 21st and 50th on the rankings, will try and qualify for the playoffs. How they do this? By finishing top 4. So I need to finish top 4 out of 64 players in my next tournament on the 13th of June.